Growing up, you probably heard the phrase, just be yourself a lot. And honestly, it sounds simple, but the more I grow up and the more I'm just immersed in social media, life, and so many other influences in life, it's actually really hard to just be yourself. A certain level of vulnerability that comes with showing your true self. Are other people going to like me? Are other people going to judge me for my choices or how I act? Or am I going to stand out? When you're super young, it's easier to kind of be yourself and not worry about what other people are thinking. But as you get older, you kind of have this societal pressure to fit in and honestly suppress a lot of the core attributes of yourself. And for me, part of it was worrying about what other people are thinking. But when I started watching a lot more YouTube and getting into more of the self-development space and watching videos about how to present yourself, how to speak, how to do makeup, how to do all these different things, I started to take so many components from these different sources I was listening to and dilute the person that I was. So for example, there's this thing about being a mysterious person and cultivating a mysterious aura so that people will be intrigued and think that you're cool. After hearing so many reels and TikToks and just videos about this, I tried to implement that and I tried to be mysterious, so to say, and that honestly backfired. I tried to be mysterious and trying to be cold and aloof and just tried to be someone that I wasn't. And I've noticed over the years, I just haven't really had a consistent pattern of my personality and letting my own self shine through. I've always been trying to listen to all these self-help books, podcasts, like all these different sources of media and incorporating them such to the point that I'm just diluting who I am and hiding the true person that I am. And I'm realizing now that the true person that I am isn't always outgoing. She's not that person who on the motivational podcast that I'm listening to is going to be confident and enter the room with confidence and has charisma and talks to people with charisma. I'm innately very shy, very introverted, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a quiet person, but when I need to speak out, I will. But in general, I tend to like to keep to myself. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be quiet. Like, you don't have to act a certain way for people to like you. And if you find that you're acting a certain way for people to like you, then you're probably with the wrong group of friends. A true group of friends and people who care about you are going to accept you for who you are. Of course, we're flawed beings, but they're going to accept your personality for who you are. Innately, there's no really changing your personality, but you can change certain aspects of your personality, but your core identity is something that is mostly stable for most of your life. And honestly, for the longest time, mostly the period of like college, like undergrad, when I was just listening to a lot of things, trying to get myself ready for med school applications and being the perfect applicant, there are certain parts of yourself that you lose. And I think part of this is needing to take a break from social media, because when you're constantly consuming content and just not really giving yourself time to process, you just spit out what you're hearing and you don't give yourself time to absorb, digest, and take what you need and leave what you don't. I definitely think like taking a break from social media, because a lot of it too was like with Instagram. There are these girls who are just really pretty, like ABGs, girls who are like really good with makeup, girls who are from a certain aesthetic, and I've tried like so hard for the longest time, and still now I like tried to be that, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I trying to be something I'm not? Why am I trying to copy a bunch of other girls just to look just like them to get a bunch of likes? Like that, and in the end, what would it do for me? You can get monetized and stuff on social media too, but you also have to be like really lucky with that and very diligent about it. And my goal in life is also to be happy and to be true to myself, and that's something that I noticed I've strayed from a lot in this past year, not being true to myself and realizing that it's really hard to be true to yourself, to not try to create this image that other people want to see and try to convey something that other people want to see or that you want to believe that you want to be. It's hard to be yourself, to uncover those pieces that you kind of suppress to try to take on another role or try to get into some kind of job opportunity or just to try to present something on social media. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, it's so easy, like just do it, just be yourself. Like, yeah, and that's easy for you, but for some people, everyone has a different challenge that they face in life. Not to say that you shouldn't be listening and learning from other people, but at your core, you should also remember to return to yourself and to be yourself. Really just not care too much about what other people are thinking. Something that's a delicate balance that you have to strike and find out for yourself. I just want to embrace that moving forward this year, to not only just be kind to myself, but also be myself.